What's going on? It's your boy Tunnelvision, and we are back. When it comes to this one, get off Floyd's back. The man is doing right by that dude, man. And people need to get off his back. I mean, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, we know he does a whole lot of effort outside the ring. We know he's on some weirdo stuff. But when it comes to Tank Davis, he's doing right by that guy. He's doing right by him. I mean, first let's just look at his career real quick when it's come to Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Gervonta Tank Davis, they brought him in, got him a couple of fights, then got him a title fight quick against Pedraza. And at the time, too, before that, Floyd made sure the dude was good. Made sure he had his cause, made sure he had a place to live. You know what I'm saying? If he was willing to relocate his family, he was willing to do that as well. Didn't ask anything from that kid. None of this, making him pay you back later, charging you interest, all that other stuff that these other promoters do. He didn't do that to him. So he did right by him when it came to that, right? Gets him a title shot against Pedraza. He wins against Pedraza. Then after that, gets him, he does his, he had to do a mandatory in the UK, gets him $1 million payday for that fight. He's on the fast track. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather had this, the biggest event, one of the biggest events in boxing history. Puts him on the undercard as a co-main event. Gervonta messes up, can make weight, loses the belt. Starts to get in all kinds of trouble when it came to, outside the ring. In a lot of cases where even if you set up a fight with this guy, he ain't making weight for the goddamn fight. So, they kind of put him on ice a little bit, and they let that, waited him out, waited for him to calm down, waited for him to calm down. And when everybody, there was around the time where all of a sudden, Lomachenko all of a sudden now wants to fight Tank. He sees that Tank's doing all this kind of crazy stuff. He's not mentally there. He's getting into all kinds of trouble. Oh yeah, this is a perfect time to fight him. Floyd says no. Absolutely not. They stay focused when it pertains to him. And what did they end up doing? They ended up getting him another title shot. And this time Tank is talking all crazy stuff about Floyd, about his promotions, TMT, everything. They still do right by that guy. They get him another title shot. He gets a WBA belt. They set up a big, huge fight for him versus Mares. Mares gets hurt. He still sells the place out. Tank has a kid, starts to calm down, starts to chill. Starts to get a whole lot more focused. Stops getting in trouble outside the ring as much. And then after that, what do? They get him a hometown fight. He gets a hometown fight. You know what I mean? And that was great when it comes to that. In Baltimore. After that, what does he do? You got your other hometown in Atlanta? We're going to get you that too. We're gonna set up a fight at your other hometown. He moves up. He's the number one in the WBA, taking on the number two at 135 pounds. Which basically, after this fight, if he wins, comes tomorrow night, puts him to a space where now, he's the number one contender pretty much for that WBA strap at 135. That's what they did for him. They still moved him correctly. Financially, he's getting paid. Last fight, this dude's walking, driving, pulling out in a $500,000 Rolls Royce truck. So obviously, he's doing all right for himself. So he's done what he's supposed to do for this kid. And then after that, what is he doing after this? They're setting up a pay-per-view event for his next fight. That's what he's doing for his next fight. He's having probably against Leo Santa Cruz. Probably going to go back down to 130 to fight for his old belt, at 130 pounds for a pay-per-view bout. That's what they've done. That's what they've done for this kid. He's doing good numbers, 500, 600,000 views on Showtime. And on top of that, they're setting up a pay-per-view for him where he's going to get paid. God knows how much he's going to end up making off this fight. $6 million, $7 million. It's going to do at least three. It's going to do around 300,000 pay-per-views. It's going to do that against Leo Santa Cruz. Y'all go, he's only going to do 5,000, 20,000. No, it's going to do about 300,000. So he's going to do very, very well in this and put himself into a space where now, continuously pushing him into being a star. Now people are like, oh, well, Floyd's not promoting him enough. Floyd's not I don't see anything about this fight on Floyd's site, blah, 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 blah. But the problem with that is that when Floyd Mayweather was, coming to all the events and doing everything, people were complaining that everything was about Floyd when he was in those events. When Floyd would go to those events, all people do is ask him about what he's doing next, because he's still active when it comes to promoting his own brand. He is. He has 29 million, people on social media, whatever. He makes money off of that. He still, does showing events, whether it be at clubs or different things where he gets paid for that as well, events. He's making, a healthy 8 figures a year doing that. So he's still, focused on his brand and pushing his brand. So yes, if he's an event like that, they're going to ask him about that. Are you coming back next year? Are you fighting Manny Pacquiao? Are you fighting McGregor again? These are the questions he'd be asking. So he's like, nah, I'm going to take a sit back, and I don't want to be, like he said, I don't want to be, it to be about me when I'm at his events. So I just want him to just do him. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because they complained when he was, there all the time. And now they're complaining that he's not promoting his stuff now. Basically what this man decided to do was that I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to still just focus on me. I've been, working my tail off since I was 4 years old, and I've got myself into this position. And when Floyd Mayweather was making $32 million a year, he was still promoting his own brand. He was still promoting himself. He was still pushing his brand. So he's done what he needs. The blueprint is there, what you need to do. He set the foundation for Tank. Tank has the foundation. Okay, now he needs to take that blueprint and run with it. He got the man the boat. He got the man the fishing gear. He got him a navigation system. You know what I'm saying? He took him out to sea a couple of times, so he knows what to do. Now that he's done all that, it's like, now go do your thing. And you can still call me if you need any other information. But people are saying, nah, man, what you need to do is you need to hold his hand and you need to go out there with him and fish with him. No, he doesn't. If the dude wants to focus on himself and he wants to focus on, what he's doing with his family or whatever it is in his own business, he has a right to do that. He has Leonard Ellaby as the face of his company. And if he wants to do it that way, he's had the right to do that. Tank can, when the other part of it, as far as the social media aspect of it, Tank can build that his goddamn self, just like Floyd built his. Just like Deontay Wilder built his. Just like Earl Spence built his. He's a grown-ass man. He can put in that work. Floyd doesn't need to do that for him. That's not Floyd's job. Floyd's job, as pertains to his promoter, is to put him in the position where he's at right now. He's about to do a goddamn pay-per-view right now. At what, 24, 25 years old? Who else is doing pay-per-views at 24, 25 years old? Who else? So clearly they've done right by the guy. You know what I'm saying? Clearly they've done right by him. So this whole notion that, Floyd needs to do more and he should have a thing on his social media. No, if he wants to keep his social media sites about him and about his brand and what he's doing over here, he has a right to do that. He's still putting this man in a position to win. He's putting him in some space where he's financially making a killing. He's getting to the point where he's going to be starting making this, the big boy money. He's making good money, and he set the foundation for him to still be great. Everybody's been talking and yapping about having a fight in Atlanta and doing a fight in Atlanta. They got it. Floyd did that. Mayweather Promotions did that. They made it happen. They made the fight happen. The guy's going to do 600, 700,000 views on Showtime. He's going to do that against Gamboa. This is a big fight that people are talking about that is being promoted. It's being promoted on Showtime. You look on social media, 1 million YouTube sites are talking about this fight. So he's doing right by the guy. Okay, so expect him to go over and beyond. If he wants to do that, then hey, yeah, cool, he can do that. But he does not have to. He does not have to. These guys can put in the same work that he put in. Okay? And especially in the last couple of years, he's been trimming the fat down with the people that he's been taking care of and things of that nature too. If the man wants to focus on himself for the most part, he's earned the right to do that. At this point, he's earned the right to do that. And if these other guys want to get to the same stature that he got to, there's nothing stopping them, from putting in the same work that he did. Okay? He's not their daddy. Okay? Put in the work that Wilder's putting in. Put in the work that Earl Spence is putting. Go put in that work. He's going to handle the boxing side of it. You're getting a pay-per-view against Leo Santa Cruz. It's clear that they're also trying to line up a pay-per-view against, whether it be Lomachenko at the end of the year as well. They're doing right by the guy. Okay? So for this one, let Floyd be on this one. All right? Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.